Hello, sweet family.
Hello there, and happy Wednesday.
Wonderful, wet
Wacky
Wednesday.
Yep, it is
We
raining.
got some rain. Woohoo! Rained a couple times, which is nice. But it did make it nice and sweaty.
It did, and it was great. The sweat was awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
Glistens.
It's just smelly pits.
That's funny. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Let me tag everybody. Tag, 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 tag. But today is Ephesians 5. We're moving right along.
We are.
It's only one more book. Chapter.
That's right. Then have to figure out which one the next one is.
Woo-woo. Well, we split it up again, so Rick's got the first half, so take it away, Sweet Pea.
That's me, Sweet Pea.
Sweet cheeks. Oh, I'm sorry, sweaty cheeks.
Sweat cheeks.
That'd be more accurate.
There's no sweaty cheeks. So, again, Paul talks about walking in love and being imitators of God. And we talked about it yesterday, that chapter 4, he talked about walking.
Yes.
And it's just a way of life. It's a new way to live. And Paul, and I know these are hard topics, but Paul mentions sexual immorality.
Immorality.
And you got to understand, in Paul's day, many of the non-Jewish religions worship false gods and use orgies and sexual things to go on to worship their gods. It was actually part of the sacrifice to their gods. And so people who were coming into being Christians were being called out of that. And so, I mean, when we become Christians, we're getting rid of a lot of baggage from it's the way we live. It's the only thing we know. And so when we become Christians, we're continually being renewed in Christ. And
I mean, that's what nothing's new, because they had it will say to many times in the Bible, even like you said, the orgies and men taking men and that kind of stuff. So I mean, it was all back then too.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't anything new. And so Paul is speaking about that, and he even talks about being sexually pure and clean. He says even, and I have trouble with this too, because sometimes I have sexual jokes. I mean, I try not to, but that's the way I was raised. Everything was funny. It just was. And so practicing that, the way we use our mouths and talking and stuff like that, it all works together. And so, so we're called out of that background. And in other words, this is really what it is to be holy. We hear the word holy, and don't mistake the word holy for being pious. There is pious people who are not Christians. Or, pious is a devoted way of life, but it doesn't mean you're holy. There's, Buddha monks that are very pious, and all these religions have pious people in them. But holy is another way of saying being different. We're called to be different. We're not supposed to be like the world. We're supposed to be different. And it should start working automatically. The more we start hanging out with Christ, it's going to affect our thoughts and the way we talk. And it may just be little increments. It might be just a little bit at a time, but it does affect how we think and do things in life. And so our ultimate goal is that we live in a manner that glorifies God's name. The second commandment is not take the name of the Lord God in vain. And so taking it in vain isn't just, we get this idea that saying God's name in a cuss word or cussing something out, that's one thing. But the way we live is how we take it in vain. Calling ourselves, or saying we belong to God and belong to Christ, but we live like we don't.
That's good. That's a good point.
So the bottom line is to give God a good name, and it gives us a good name. Yeah. And the bottom line, too, is when we do it, when we do the right thing, the result is we feel better about ourselves, too. It's a reward for us, too.
True.
A lot of work, a lot of prayer, and a lot of asking God to help, because you can't do it on your own.
No, that's true. So, that's good. I like that.
That's my part.
That's good. Well, my part was honestly kind of, I don't want to say easy, because nothing is, I don't want to say it's easy, but mine was on marriage. But it was really fun, though, because just as a cool reminder, just what I would recap out of it is, like Rick's always, helped teach me and learn and stuff like that, but when you're married, it talks about wives being submissive to your husbands. Well, a lot of new age women or liberal women or whatever you want to call it, women, will take that extreme, saying no one's going to have control over me and blah, 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 blah. But that's not what it's saying, because it's giving men responsibility even more than women. Like, women got it easy because it's telling the men to lay down their lives and love their women the way Christ loved the church. And if you guys, you remember, I mean, Christ died and suffered and did all this stuff for us. So it's telling husbands they got the responsibility and they have to step up to the plate and treat their women like that. And then wives will, I don't want to say fall in line, but I mean, it all comes together. When you're living the right way and the way it's supposed to do, it works out beautifully and it's not even hard. And that's what's so special about having God in the center of all of it. So
really
I think that part's so important. But I just thought it was a cool part because it is men, and it doesn't talk about being like I was trying to get some cool talks on today's thing, but I didn't find any. I mean, I found some good stuff, but nothing that was like something I wanted to share. But like I listened to R.C. Sproul and John MacArthur. But like they did point out though, it doesn't mean men are supposed to be tough and mean and burly, because what it really means is like Christ-like. Christ wasn't. I mean, no. When he had to be, he did. Oh. But for the most part, he was soft and gentle and loving, and that's what we're supposed to be, like Christ-like. And so that's what is attractive and loving and protected. So, anyways, I just thought that was cool. Is that when it all falls in line with God at the head of anything, marriage or not marriage, it does work out beautifully.
It really does. It's just it's just funny. Like this last little while, I've been thinking about all the books that have been written on stuff like equal rights and marriage and all this stuff that people are out there fighting about. And you get somebody that promotes a new book. Well, this book answers those questions. Yes, it does. But there's not anyone who's written anything that God hasn't already said.
Right.
It's already there. It's right there. It's just the point of asking God to help us to live that life. A book's not going to help us to live that life. And then they're going to make more laws now about this and that. Those laws aren't going to stop people from criminal. I mean, we have laws against stealing, people still steal.
Right.
So God's already answered it.
Well, because the problem is we're people. I mean, we're only men at best. We're men.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's our best, is we're sinful people.
That's right.
So
so if it doesn't change here, it's not going to produce on the outside.
So it all falls in line, and that's what's really cool. I mean,
And I would suggest too to listen to Christian heavy metal a lot. I feel like that's a good way to go about it. If that doesn't help you, a little bit of Christian funk music is good.
You should post that one video.
Yeah, I'll
it's
put it
a really good one. You know that there's a Bruno Mars song. I think it's called Uptown Funk. Well, Rick found a Christian Uptown Funk, and it's really funny.
It's actually funny. Yeah,
it is.
The words are actually cracking me up. So.
It's really cute. You have to post it. It's fun.
I'll do it.
All right, guys. Well, tomorrow's Ephesians 6. We'll see you there. And tomorrow's Thursday.
Peace. Kids. There it is.
Wait. There.
Peace.
You still have a plant coming out of your head.
I know.
We'll have to move that.
In my ear.
All right, guys. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.